An apparent ransom letter given to the family of Nancy Guthrie has a deadline of later today. And two law enforcement sources tell CBS News authorities are developing good information in the search for the mother of Today Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. But they say nothing is imminent. Investigators returned to Nancy Guthrie's home yesterday, 1 full week after the 84-year-old was first reported missing. And on Saturday, Savannah Guthrie shared another video with her siblings referencing a possible new ransom note directed to the family.
We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Jensen is a former assistant director for the FBI and joins us now to take a big picture look at this. Stephen, good morning. What's notable in this most recent video isn't just how distraught the entire family looks, more so than last week, but they tell their mother's captive they've received their message, they're willing to pay. What stands out to you about this?
Good morning, Errol. Stands out to me the same thing. The very serious tone of this message, different from their earlier messages, directly to the abductor to say, we heard, we understand, this is valuable to us. The celebration with their mom is valuable, and that is what they're willing to pay for. The tone is very direct, and it strikes that balance of we're not taking this lightly, and we want our mom back at any cost.
Now, we know that investigators don't share all they know or they're looking into with the public, but there's so much public interest in this because of Savannah Guthrie's role. Is it likely that investigators have no major leads, as they said on Sunday?
So these cases are really tough. The abduction cases that I've worked, there's a volume of leads that come in, and you work them all, whether they're hoaxes, they're tips that come in that are dead-end leads. You work them all as if it's the one that's going to result in the person coming back. When law enforcement says they have no leads and they're asking the public to provide them any information, I take them at face value that they have nothing right now. That being said, if they do have a credible lead, they're very smart to hold it close to the vest and to play that tactfully for an operation that might result in the victim being returned alive.
And are there any risks that come with publicly trying to reach out to the abductor like this?
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Like you said, a lot of public attention on this case, and that generates a lot of misinformation as well. People speculate about what they think could be happening versus what's actually happening in the investigation. And then the public communication side to it is not tailored specifically to a known abductor who you have open communication. It's broad communication to the public. And while beneficial to get messages like the one we just heard from the victim family, it also can generate additional hoaxes or people who want to capitalize on the information that is put out there publicly by the victim's family and monetize that for personal gain, fraud. And that is frustrating to law enforcement investigation actions as well as to the family.
And just before we let you go, because there's such limited information, you know, Tucson is only about 65 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border. How much would that complicate all of this if she was in fact taken cross-border?
It does complicate it to a certain degree. The FBI, law enforcement partners have long-standing relationships with Mexican authorities on matters like this. Kidnap for ransom across international lines is not a new thing, and the FBI is very experienced in doing this. It complicates it if the subjects are in Mexico or in a foreign country and the victim is there. Now it is a multinational response of joint law enforcement collaborating to try and get the victims back safely, and you're working in another sovereign nation. That cooperation is paramount, but I think the people in power currently have the ability to make that happen if that's the reality that we're facing.
All right, we'll watch this closely. Jensen, we appreciate your insight. Thanks for joining us this morning.
Thank you.